The second day of testimony is wrapped up in the hearing for Buffalo School Board member Carl Paladino.
Several people were questioned today, including the president of the Buffalo Teachers Federation, Phil Remore. News 4's Callan Gray was in the hearing today. She's joining us live from Albany tonight. Callan?
Well, Jackie, Don, it was a much more productive day today. 5 witnesses taking the stand to weigh in on whether they think Carl Paladino should have disclosed information talked about by the school board behind closed doors in an Art Voice article in January. The first person on the stand today was the district's lawyer. Then, as you mentioned, Phil Remore, the teachers union president, spoke up. Then it was the turn of 3 board members. Now, multiple times today in the hearing, the issue of what witnesses could say came up. It started with the district's lawyer. He was the first person on the stand, Nate Kuzma. Now, the board's lawyer didn't want Kuzma to say anything about what was discussed in those closed-door sessions, saying violating that privacy is the reason for the petition to remove Carl Paladino. Paladino's lawyers fired back, saying the board should have thought about that before they brought this case. In the end, Education Commissioner Mary Ellen Elia decided the witnesses could only speak in general terms or topically about the issues discussed. Paladino's lawyers spend much of the day trying to argue what was said in executive session is of public interest and say the contract with the union and district was on the union's website before it was even passed.
The board members, including Mr. Paladino, have a fiduciary responsibility to the public around all of these issues. And we're taking the position that that fiduciary responsibility overrides all of these other considerations.
And then we had the president of the Buffalo Teachers Federation testify as to what impact or harm these disclosures from the executive sessions have caused, because it will have an ongoing impact into the future as they got insight into what occurred in a confidential executive session.
Now, the board's lawyer focused on the basics, reiterating over and over again through witnesses that what's talked about behind closed doors in those executive sessions is confidential. The 3 school board members who testified today were Teresa Harris-Tigg, Sharon Belton-Cotman, and Paulette Woods. It only took about an hour to an hour and a half to get through all of those testimonies, those last 3. Now, Harris-Tigg did take some heat from Paladino's lawyers for refusing to answer questions about what specifically she thinks Paladino revealed to the public that was talked about in the executive session. Harris-Tigg said that if she said that, she would be violating the same privacy laws that she argues Paladino violated. Now, again, this was a theme throughout the day. We expect it to continue next week. The hearing picks up again at 1 o'clock on Monday. Reporting live from Albany, Callan Gray, News 4.